Hey everyone, Jack's back again with another video. Today we are looking at my 3DS collection and a few other 3DS related things. We'll get to that in a moment, but let's talk about games first. Animal Crossing New Leaf is probably... Actually, yeah, it is the first game I got on the system, because I got my system about a month before Pokemon X and Y came out, which was the reason for me getting a 3DS to begin with, and I needed a game to tide me over until then, so I picked up Animal Crossing New Leaf. Also, I played the original 3DS game back in the day, so there's that. Bravely Default. Alright, I must confess, I have not finished this game. I played like 2 or 3 hours of it, and it was good. It's just that I think I was playing something else at the time, and then I got distracted by that and never went back to this, so I need to get back to this at some point. As for the next game, this is pretty funny. Bravely Second. Because I'm so confident that I'll like Bravely Default that I already have the sequel. But no, I've not played it because I still need to finish the first game before I get to it. Fire Emblem Awakening. Alright, this is actually one of my favorite games on the system. And, well, it's the first Fire Emblem game I played. I just never paid attention to the series very much before this. So yeah, I'm definitely one of the newer fans that like Fire Emblem Awakening. I know a lot of longtime Fire Emblem fans say that this game is like the spawn of the devil or something, and it's absolutely terrible. Or that's what they thought, and then this game came out, Fire Emblem Fates, and they thought this game was the true spawn of the devil. Now there are 3 versions of this. There's Conquest, which you can see in front of you, Birthright, and Revelations. Of the 3, I personally like this one the most, and then Birthright, and then Revelations. This one's also the hardest too. I'm not trying to sound cool here that I like the one that's the hardest. It's just, I think in terms of story, this one's still better. But none of them are that great in terms of story anyway, so there's that. I thought Revelations was felt like a fan fiction or something in terms of how awful the story was. But anyway, I do like Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. This is a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden, which I hear is quite popular among the longtime fans, so there you go. Now I got some cred, even with them. Yeah, this game is pretty good. It doesn't have it got rid of the traditional weapon triangle that everyone's so used to using in the Fire Emblem games. And yeah, I don't know, this whole game's pretty cool. And I really like the characters in the game. Pretty great. There's a certain quote that everyone likes that Holmes says about crushing, some people. I won't repeat what he said because, this is a nice PG channel, right? Anyway, A Link Between Worlds. So this is a successor to A Link to the Past, which I never played, but, just playing this on its own without playing A Link to the Past, I can tell you this is a great game. Go play it. I mean, it's Zelda. Zelda games are generally good, so yeah, not much else to say. Majora's Mask 3D. I have not played this game, so I can't tell you anything about it. I'm very sorry I have not played it yet. What about this game? Well, okay, that was fail. What about this game? Ocarina of Time 3D. This game is really good, and the soundtrack is yes. I never played the original, even though I actually did have an N64, but I was too busy playing Pokemon Stadium at that time, all those years ago. So, no, I never had Ocarina of Time, so I saw this as an opportunity to play it, and it is very good. Yeah. I hate the water temple though. That thing is terrifying. It was quite the struggle. Pokemon Moon. What is this? This is the 7th gen of Pokemon. Now, I've played Pokemon from the very beginning, so I've played every generation, and I have to say, this is probably one of the best generations I've played, along with, the original. Obviously, I still like number 1. It's one of my favorites. I also like Generation 5, even though a lot of people hate it, which is black and white, by the way. But yeah, anyway, we're talking about Pokemon Moon. I love Team Skull. They're like the best. And I love their music. Omega Ruby. Alright, so this is a remake of Pokemon Ruby, and this takes place in... Well, this isn't exactly the same because a lot of the games, I believe, starting with Pokemon X and Y, now take place in a new timeline where, like, Mega Evolution exists. I don't want to get into the details of that. You can just play the games and figure it out yourself, or look online for some other YouTube videos to explain everything to you. But yeah, Pokemon's gotten a little more complicated from the old days. Pokemon Ultra Sun. Alright, that was not supposed to happen. Pokemon Ultra Sun. I haven't played this game yet because I played Pokemon Moon, and I was kind of skeptical as to how much they could have changed in the remade. I don't know, what would you call these? Reimagining, I suppose, of Ultra Sun, or of the original Sun and Moon. But I'll get to it at some point, you know? I like Pokemon. I mean, I've been playing Pokemon from the beginning, and I don't plan on stopping now, so I'll get to it at some point. Pokemon X and Y, or sorry, Pokemon Y. This game is, well, again, the reason why I got my 3DS, and, you know, it's a solid game, but in terms of Pokemon, this is actually my least favorite generation. Which is kind of ironic, because I even got, like, the special edition 3DS. Has, like, the legendaries on it, and the starters on the back. It was this. I still have the box. It was pretty cool. There you go. You can see that? Okay, good. Enough of that. Moving on. Oh, yay, another N64 remake. Star Fox 64 3D. I actually wasn't really feeling this game, even though I played a bit of the original N64 version. I know my cousin had it, and we would play like, the multiplayer or whatever, and that was really fun, but I don't know, not really feeling the remake as much. Super Mario 3D Land. This game's pretty good. It's, I think, is it the first 3D Mario? I think, is this the first 3D Mario on a handheld? I think it is. But yeah, it's really good, as all 3D Mario games are. And yeah. Smash Bros. For 3DS, everyone's favorite game. I actually have, hold on. This is actually the last game, so we can kind of move on from here. So, here, you can get your, you can pause the video here if you want to look at it again, and, yeah. So as I was talking about Smash Brothers, right? I actually got the Club Nintendo soundtrack. Because back before My Nintendo, for those unaware, there's this far superior program called Club Nintendo where you could get like physical goodies for like coins or whatever they were calling their currency, coins or points or whatever. And yeah, and you can kind of pick and choose things you want, and it won't be like a bunch of stupid desktop wallpapers or any of that nonsense. You know, you actually got legit stuff. And it's a 2-disc thing too. The CD case is kind of broken, so I don't want to move it around too much. But yeah, that was that, I guess. Here, we'll just put it to the side like that. And you know, speaking of Club Nintendo, let's show you some other Club Nintendo stuff. I also was able to get this sweet 3DS pouch. So if you have your 3DS, you can kind of just stick it in there and seal it up. I think you get the point. And it's actually reversible. Like here is the sort of this grayish white side. I never used this side because I always felt like it would get dirty really easily. So you can actually reverse it, and now you have a blue one, and it has this little pixelated Mario logo on the bottom. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Moving on. You could also get these if you didn't know where to store your cartridges and you didn't want to open each one of your cases because that's kind of annoying. Then you can fit it all into one case. That would be something like this, a card case 18. And they have all these different decorations, and yeah, you can store a bunch of games in here. I mean, I liked it so much, and I didn't know how many 3DS games I was going to get, so I actually got another one. And yeah, as you can see, there's an Animal Crossing one. The other one was a Zelda one. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So, I was stuck for the longest time trying to decide if I wanted to upgrade from from an original 3DS to a new 3DS, because the new 3DS was faster, had better 3D. Not that I ever used 3D anyway, and had like built-in Amiibo support, the C-stick, the bumpers, or sorry, the triggers or whatever, a bunch of stuff. I'm not trying to sound like an advertisement here, but I thought it was pretty good. And that was like a year and a half after I got this. And for a while, I wasn't gonna do it because some of the things you could kind of fix on your own, like they have like the Circle Pad Pro or whatever, which would be like this little attachment that you'd put on your 3DS to give you another circle pad. And then for Amiibos, you could get this big, chunky, ugly thing here. The problem with this thing, though, is when you want to use it, it has to be like really, really close. I thought like you could hold it out like maybe like here or something in terms of distance. Like, sorry, let me get rid of that. Like, I thought you could have some range, but no, every time I use it, you literally have to be like right next to it. And then you would take Pika Fat and you put them there, and then it would scan. As opposed to the new ones, if it would be like you just tap Pika Fat onto the touchpad or the touchscreen on the bottom, and it would work like that. So yeah, I was kind of stuck for a while until they showed me this, and then I was like, wow, I gotta get one. And so I got one. And now I can scan Pika Fat so much faster, you know? Anyway, speaking of which, if you've noticed, you might be thinking, wow, you got the Metroid 3DS, but you didn't get the Metroid game. No, wrong, I did get the game. Let me move this crap out of the way. That's how you treat your limited edition stuff. Yeah, I got the special edition version for Metroid Samus Returns, which came with the game. And even if you look at the back, it doesn't have all the crazy writing and whatnot. So it just kind of gives you more artwork, which is nice. And if you open it up, you can kind of see they have reversible cover art for the game that it's remaking, which is Metroid 2 Return of Samus on the Game Boy. And of course, this came with this sweet music sound selection thing, which gives you the soundtrack of a bunch of the previous Metroid games. So that was cool, and as you can see, the disc even has the screw attack symbol thing. Oh, and it's also on the back of the actual unit itself, so there's that. But yeah, that's what Pikachu to keep you company. But yeah, I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about, so this brings us to the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one. This is Jex, over and out.